Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Come spend a little time with us today. I don't know what all we'll get into, but first things first, we got our plants in the mail.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, these plants are from Hoss Tools. They're the plant start plugs that they offer for sale. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think North Carolina is like on the borderline of how far they'll ship out.
Because it
So
can only be so far where it's live plants.
right, yeah, there's live plants in here. They shipped Monday, and today that we're actually getting them is Friday. So they've been in this box for a while. I actually was expecting them yesterday, but y'all know how the mail goes. What we've got in here is collards and cabbage, I believe is what we ordered. Here's one bundle. This is Top Bunch collards. They look, so far they're protected pretty well. They come with you a plant tag so you know what you've got. So let's unroll them here and see what they look like. Look at there. And they're still moist.
Are they?
Yeah. I was worried they were going to be dried out. My biggest fear was where they've been packed up in a box with no light for, well, now since Monday. But they don't look terrible. Them little lower leaves right there will be just fine. So I'd say for shipping that far, they're not that bad. But I'm a little worried that we're not going to be able to plant them today though, because our garden is still a mud hole from the 9 inches of rain we had. So there's supposed to be 10 plugs in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they give you an extra. Alright, let's see what the cabbage looks like. We get a tag with it too, Stonehead cabbage. Now both of these are varieties we've never grown before, so I'm also a little bit curious to see how well these varieties perform up here, being that we're much farther north than southern Georgia. Okay, look at these.
They actually don't look bad, considering what they've been through.
Well, when they didn't come yesterday, I was starting to get a little bit nervous. I told her, I said, there's no telling what these plants are going to look like. So, they are yellow, but that's to be expected, being they've been in the box that long without sunlight. I imagine once they get out in the sun, they're going to green right back up. So, instead of potting these up into individual pots, I've got this little tub right here. This is actually an old mineral lick tub. It does have some holes drilled in it. We've grew stuff in it before. But I'm just going to put them in this, because it's only going to be just a few days. And we'll be planting them in the ground, but they just need to be out here, They can't lay like this right here for the next few days. We will just take and just do just like you was planting them. But guys, something to remember is if you haven't started your plants yet, you don't know where locally you can buy plants, and probably if you're in the southern part of the United States, check out Hoss Tools, and they can probably hook you up still. I don't know if they've still got orders to ship out. I don't know if they've still got plants to ship out or what the deal is. They may be sold out already. I really don't know. But my experience with cabbage plugs and collard plugs is these things should perk back up real quick. And like I said, I would be planting these straight into my garden, but it's just way too wet for us to do right now. All your brassica plugs are usually pretty tough though. Alright, let's water them in. Run out yonder and get the water hose. The end's way out there. That'll work. So they've definitely got some perking up to do. Like I said, with my experience from cabbage plants, collard plants, all that kind of stuff, they're generally pretty tough. So I imagine in just a couple of days, these are going to be perked up and looking really good. But this will give us a spot to keep them until we're ready to plant them. They can actually probably stay in there for a couple of weeks if they have to, but they're not going to. But if they had to, they probably could. And once we do this, when we plant them, we'll just go separate them and put them out here in the garden. What y'all been doing?
Picking flowers.
Yeah, we're refilling my fresh flowers.
Look at those pretty flowers.
And we got these from that garden.
Those are pretty.
You did good.
You putting those back in the house?
Yeah. Have to come refill my fresh flowers while I got them.
I know. It won't be long. You won't have them.
I know. I love flowers.
They don't look too bad, do they?
No, they'll perk up. Give them a day or two.
Yeah, see, we do got yellow leaves on them, but that's typical because they've been without sunlight. You can actually probably just break those off. My goodness, they've been in the mail for, what, 4 days, 5 days?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, which is not their fault. They shipped them out, like, as soon as they got them. It's just, you know how the mail is.
Yeah, you know how the mail is.
And plus, we're a long ways from them. So, like, we're in the top of North Carolina, and they're in the bottom corner of Georgia. So, yeah.
But, you know, I think this go around, though, I believe the mail was just typically a little bit slower than normal. Because when we've ordered seeds from them, we usually have them in like 2 days. And this go around was...
Well, you know, I don't think the mail run the day after that flood.
I really don't think it did either.
Well, guys, here we are about 4 days later. Our house plants have really perked up. Let me show you. They've really greened up and they look much better. Now, of course, I mean, these were small plugs, so the plants are still pretty small, but they've all perked up pretty well. By the time y'all see this, we're probably gonna be getting a lot more rain. So because all that rain is in the forecast with that hurricane coming up through Florida, and I'm praying for everybody down there and in this hurricane's path because it sounds like it's going to be a rough one, but it ain't got here yet. Anyways, we're trying to beat it. The garden is dry-ish from all that rain we got the last time when the creek flooded and everything. So Andy's out here getting it tilled. It's actually thundering right now, so we're trying to get this done before any weather comes in. But we really want to get this done before all this rain comes, because as of the making of this video, they're calling for us to get anywhere from, I think, like 5 to 8 inches of rain. Don't know. Only God knows, so we'll see. But these are our collard plants. There's one cabbage. Of course, I don't know which one it is. Collards and cabbage, when they're this size, they look so much alike. But they're really looking good. You can see that dirt still kind of wet. Luckily, we've worked on this garden so much through the years, it's no longer red clay, so that helps tremendously. We get the question a lot whenever people see you tilling the garden. Why you use this kind of tiller versus a rear tine tiller. It's a good time to address that. Because we used to have one.
I was just saying we had 2. We probably had 3 rear tine tillers. I had 2 of the big Troy-built horse tillers. I had one of the really old ones. And then I had a newer model Troy-built horse tiller. And I like those tillers a lot. But my thing was, like doing work like this right here in the garden that's already established, tilled ground, those rear tine done great. But I was using them too on landscaping jobs and stuff. And this I could pick up by myself and put it in the bed of the truck And also, in my opinion, these front tine or mid tine tillers, whatever you call them, do a lot better on new ground. Whereas the rear tine tiller would just bounce and take off like a bucking horse. I always said that's why they called those horse tillers horse, because they were like a bucking horse. Because I mean, I'll have to say that if you ever got in some rocky ground, which we have plenty of here, if you got in rocky ground or hard packed new ground, them horse tillers would flat beat you to death. This thing right here, I know probably in the videos and stuff, it looks like it's beating me to death, but it's not. It's not bad at all. And it's just so much more easier to control in ground that's never been tilled, and that was the main reason I got one. I had a very old Murray tiller that was probably from way back when. I don't know. I'd done put another motor on it myself, and I just flat wore it out, and I went and bought this one from a local hardware store. I don't know, what, 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Something like it, yeah.
It may have been longer than that now.
It's been a while.
But I bought it brand new. I'm not even sure you can actually buy Murray tillers brand new anymore, because since 2020, I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any anywhere. But that's the reason I have what I have. I have went with rear tine tillers, and I know all the benefits to a rear tine. But for what I do with it, to me, this just does so much better. All right. I need to go get a hoe too. While we're working the garden, we need to hoe down them peas.
Okay.
And go down the other side of them peas, and we need to pull some dirt up around them collards right there. And I really think before I quit out here this season, I'm going to take the weed eater and go around the edge of this, because this stuff's getting plumb nasty looking out here. We don't put near as much attention in our garden this time of year as what we do in the springtime.
No.
And I think it shows. We would never have a garden look like this right here in the springtime. Look at the peas coming on this vine.
I know.
It is loaded with them. Holy cow, look up there.
I know, it's full. I noticed, I don't know, a week or so ago, they were full of blooms.
That's the one, y'all, that came up voluntarily. And I'm pretty sure it's a purple hull pea.
Yeah, because we done picked some off of it.
Well, I think. But, I mean, it could have been another one that come up beside it, because at one time we had some cover crop peas out here, too. I think I'm going to finish out this row right here, Megan.
Okay.
With, since this one's already collards, I'm just going to, I'm not going to lie, I'm not 100% sure I got them separated good enough to know exactly which one's is collards and which one's cabbage. But I'm going to go finish out this row with the collards, or what I think's collards. And then anything I have left, I think I'm going to plant them right on the edge of the salad patch. That way it leaves me just enough room to till down between it one more time. And once these plants get on up in size, we'll put some hay down around them.
Yep, that sounds like a plan to me.
All right. So they sure did perk up quite a bit from when they came in the mail. Now, we did not have them sitting in direct sunlight, because they have been for, I guess that was 4 or 5 days without any sun at all. I was a little bit scared that if I put them in direct sunlight, it might burn the leaves back. So we had them sitting over there to the side under a shade tree. So this side right here is supposed to be collards. So I guess we'll just scoop them out. Just like that. And look, they've already sprouted out new roots just since they've been in the pot. See them coming out there?
Yep.
So now I'm going to say something else here. And this is somewhat our fault. But it's just about too late for us to be planting collards and cabbage this small. So just in the plant's defense, if these don't make it because it gets too cold, they were planted too late. They should be that big right here already.
Right.
For our area to survive any kind of early cold snaps or whatever. Now if we have a mild
like the mild early winter, they'll be fine.
Yeah, mild early winter, they'll be fine, and they'll hold on just fine. But chances are, like, if we have a bad cold spell come through, these may not make it. And
it's like they gotta get tough.
Yeah.
Like they gotta get tough, and then they can make it.
Yep. And I'm completely aware of that, and I'm completely okay with that. We just wanted to try it and see how it worked getting plants in the mail.
And as always, there'll be a link to Hoss's website down in the description if y'all want to check some out for yourself.
And I'll be honest, they may even be sold out by now. I don't think they are, but I know last time I talked to him, he said they're selling like hotcakes. This ground is still too wet to work, but we kind of don't have much choice.
No, because if we don't do it now, it ain't.
It ain't going to happen.
I bet once they get out here in this good dirt, though, they will take off.
They should.
With a little more room.
They should. It looks like we've already got some bug damage on those right back there.
I saw it.
I'm so ready for cold weather. Kill all these weeds. Kill all the bugs. I don't feel like it's going to get here fast enough.
You've been waiting for a month, ain't you?
I've been waiting all summer long for it to turn cold. Now, y'all just wait. When it turns cold, I'm going to be complaining about how cold it is. You know it's true, Megan.
I didn't say it, you did.
All right, that should be all the collards here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The only thing is we have a random cabbage plant in there, but I don't know which
I don't even know which one the random cabbage plant is.
Either.
We'll figure it out when it starts making a head.
Yeah. But it's hard for a long time to tell.
I'd say that if these plants had been in shipping one more day, they probably would have been in bad shape, don't you think?
Yeah. Which that wasn't, like we said in the beginning, that wasn't their fault, though.
Nope. Nope, we're pretty sure our mail didn't run because of that tropical system that come through here. All right. Like I said, I think I'll take me a row right down through there. I think I'm going to go out there and plant them.
And start down there on that end.
Yeah, that end of the garden's a little better dirt anyways. I think I'll place them maybe 6 inches off of the salad patch, and hopefully that'll give them enough room to grow.
I think you dug up some of these peas.
Did I? It's very well possible I did, because they blended in with them cucumbers. I was trying to get close enough to them and get the cucumbers without killing the peas, and I could have possibly killed the peas too. I know the weeds is terrible out there. So we got them planted here. I know they're a little bit hard to see right now. Right there's one. Right there.
Megan forgot to hit the record button.
So we had the thing recording us planting these here, and somebody forgot to hit record. It happens to both of us.
Happens to the best of us.
We do it. Honestly, y'all, we do it more than y'all probably would ever realize. I don't think we put quite as much effort into the fall garden simply because...
Well, you get kind of burnt out.
Well, not only that, we don't depend on the fall garden like we do the spring garden.
Well, that's true. This is just kind of for fun and to have something fresh to eat on, not necessarily to put up.
Yeah, so, you know, when you grow the mustard greens and turnips and all that, that's so easy to grow. You just throw the seed out there and it takes care of itself. You plant it and you forget it. Then, you know, we usually stick in some cabbage and some collards and stuff, maybe in a raised bed. This is actually the first year in a very long time that we've had a fall garden in our actual garden spot, ain't it?
Yeah, because it used to be before we planted it in the raised beds, we would plant it down at the creek.
Yeah, we'd plant that across the creek in our fall garden.
Yep.
Because I always left this undone out here because I was bringing in loads of leaves from jobs, and I just didn't want anything growing in here because I was driving in here with a dump truck dumping leaves and whatever I was bringing in here. That's one way we've actually built the soil up out here and made it what it is, was all the leaves. There's no telling how many dump truck loads of leaves have been dumped into this garden spot right here. Is it?
Oh, no.
I just felt the raindrop.
Did you?
Yep.
We better make it snappy.
Yep. So I'm going to go grab me another hoe and I'll work on this here. But I do hope that these actually make something. Once again, it is just a little bit late for us to be planting plant starts, especially ones that are this small. So there's a chance they won't make it through the winter or even make it into the winter. I don't know. It just depends on how our weather works out.
We've done it both ways.
We have. We've had good luck one way or the other, you know, and we've had bad luck one way or the other.
North Carolina's weather, one thing you can depend on is it's never the same.
Yeah, and especially lately.
It is never the same.
But I'm going to go grab me a hoe, and I'm going to help you finish this up.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd bring a hoe with you when you done that.
Well, I didn't think about it. Apparently my brain's not working today.
Golly, look at the weeds down through there.
Yeah, it's awful. I think one reason we let it go so bad, like this time of year, is like we're not out here all the time. Like when stuff's coming in, like cucumbers and tomatoes and all the other things, like we're out here every single day. And like, unfortunately, the last time I was out here, what were we doing?
The last time this week that I was out here was when we come out here to check and see if it was too wet to plant.
Yeah, that's the last time I was out here.
And that's done been 4 days ago,
Yeah.
and I haven't been out here since.
Yeah, that's the last day I was out here too.
The funny thing is we probably see the creek garden
More
this time of year than we do this one right here. And that's so weird because this one's right out our back door.
But when, I mean, again, like you've heard us talk about in previous videos, if that's why you got to really think about where you plant your stuff is somewhere that you go, because even though this is right here, this is not somewhere right now that we're coming every day, and it kind of gets out of hand.
And not only that, like we said earlier, it is just a busy time of year.
Yeah.
I don't know no other way to explain it. It's a busy time for me working. It's a busy time.
Well, I've been working
a
a bit more lately.
Yeah, you've been working away from the house lately.
Yeah. See?
What?
You're so much faster than me.
Oh.
Which I'm going around each little plant.
I'm just getting the bulk of it.
Oh.
See, you got to think too, when the frost comes, it's going to kill all these weeds.
Well, I know. I've been pulling cucumbers.
Which I'm ready for a frost.
The cucumber weeds. I'm slow at doing this anyway. I think maybe I'm too meticulous.
You just skim a hoe across the top of the ground. Roll on with it.
So I just want to remind y'all that's coming up actually real quick and in a hurry here of a couple events we're going to be a part of. We're going to be at the Foothills Farm Festival, and that's on October the 5th in Danbury, North Carolina. That's a celebration of Southern Appalachian heritage, and it's a lot of fun. They've got a lot of stuff going on, but Andy and I will be actually at the field demonstrations. So if you come up to the main event field and you don't see us up there, that's because we are down at the field demonstration, so you do have to go across the road from the main event and take a tractor ride down to where we'll be to the cornfield. And then look for Andy's big red dually. We'll be somewhere in the vicinity. And then on October the 12th, we'll be at Rocky Ridge Farm in Thomasville, North Carolina. They're having a Homestead and Community Day. It's a free event. They're doing it for the community, just to kind of get everybody together, teach people a lot about pigs especially, and some other things. And this is their first year doing it. I'm real excited to be part of that as well. And if you don't know, that's where we get our pigs from. Real fine folks. If you got questions about raising pigs, them are the people to ask. But that's coming up October the 12th. So just wanted to remind y'all of that in case I forget between now and then. Again, say it again.
Another thing that's worth mentioning is the Foothills Farm Festival rain date
is
October 12th. So if the Foothills Farm Festival gets rained out,
we will not be there.
We will not be there because we will be at the Rocky Ridge event.
Have you already done these then?
Yeah. You can always tell when the ground's too wet to work. Look at how our footprints, just our footprints alone, are packing it in.
I know. But yeah, I'm excited for both of them though. It's always fun to put faces with names and meet new people. Andy will be picking corn. I'll be there for moral support. That right?
Yeah.
But we always enjoy meeting new folks and talking to people. Or
Yeah, we've done it now for 5 years. Well, we've been a part of it for 5 years.
that 1 year we wasn't there, but
Yeah, we had 1 year it got rained out, and we had other.
we were at Homesteaders of America.
That's exactly
We already
right,
had our
wasn't it?
tickets, yep. But other than that, yep, we've been a part of it since the beginning. But like we said, come to the field demonstrations, come find us, and please come say hello, because we love to meet people, talk to people, especially Andy.
No, I don't talk. What are you talking about? I don't talk to nobody.
What do you think happened to it?
I really don't know.
I think it drowned.
I mean, it could have been something from too much water.
I ain't never seen corn do that.
Let's pull the ear and see what it looks like. Y'all,
So,
just a few weeks ago, Megan, y'all know we had the sweet corn across the creek. Well, it was one of those days I was working kind of late. Well, she went on down there and picked her own for supper that night.
this is not the first time, though. Every year, I tell you, I ain't picking no corn because I can't never get it right.
Well, she picked it, and when I seen it in the pot, I looked at her and I said, Megan, how many times have I showed you how to tell when the corn's ready?
I did what you told me.
No, you didn't.
I was in a hurry.
But anyways, y'all, it's a thought that counts. I'm not going to say nothing. But
You can't be good at it all.
the funny thing is, though, I went down there and picked everything that I seen was ready so we could have the next couple of nights. I just went ahead and picked it that night, and she had it ready to fix the next day.
Yep, that's why Megan don't come out here and pick corn.
Let's see what this is going to look like.
Got a worm in it.
It definitely got a worm in it.
Ooh.
Well, it don't look bad.
No, it sure don't.
I'll tell Maggie about that. She'll
She'll eat it right now.
She'll eat that one right now. It don't look bad. Especially not for corn this late in the season.
No.
Well, I guess I know
we planted this like,
July 17th.
yeah, I was going to say like 2 weeks after July 4th, because we used to say July 4th we knew we could get it in, and this we were like, oh, we're going to see.
Yep. Well, I guess I know what we're having with supper tomorrow night.
Yep.
Corn on the cob.
Well, do you want to pick me some more deer so
You may go ahead and pick it tonight.
so it'll be picked for tomorrow?
I mean, I can. Sure. I don't know what happened to it, though.
Don't shuck it, though. Just leave it. I think it drowned.
I mean, it could have. It very well could have, because it didn't look like this till
After all that
we
rain.
got 9 inches of rain.
Yeah. We got that piddly 9 inches of rain.
Yeah, I mean, the peas that are out here actually looked good until we got the 9 inches of rain. I think they're starting to look a little peaked looking.
They do, some of them. Some of them look all right.
Like those right there at your feet look pretty good.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, how many ears I need? 6 or 7?
I do.
Look, I'm going to show you
I
again.
do at least 7. I know.
If it feels this big around, it's not ready.
I went through just pulling them brown things that day because I was in a hurry, and I was like, okay, that one pulled out. I'm picking that one. Like, I didn't even feel of them.
It's all right. But now there's no excuse. I showed you on camera.
You
There's
showed
proof.
me for the 10 years I've lived here, and I still can't get it right. You hear
That's
me?
a pretty ear right there.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. How many is that? 5?
Yeah. I'd do at least 7, too, in case one of them's bad. And that'll be enough for all of us, because Jacob won't eat but one.
I don't know. That don't feel good.
Getting corn at the end of September. That's all right, ain't it?
It is. Look, I can
And see, a wonderful thing about doing this, just like I say with other stuff, this allowed me not to have to put up so much corn.
That's exactly right.
Because now
We have fresh corn to eat instead of frozen corn.
Exactly. So I didn't have to put up nearly as much cob corn because we got it here.
Is that all? Or is that enough?
I think that's plenty. You just keep picking it.
You said 7.
This is more than
6,
7.
That's 8. 9, counting that one. I'm going to go grab a weed eater. I'm going to put my tiller up and grab a weed eater.
Yeah, you better.
And clean up in here.
You might ought to do it. I'm going to run out there and feed their stuff, I guess.
All right. Well, I'd say that looks a little bit better. Don't look quite out of hand as it did. Still got some I need to pull. Yep, that looks a little bit better. Now we'll just wait for the little guys to grow and see how they make out. Once again, just a reminder, if you did not start you any seed starts, you don't know where you can buy any locally, and you're farther south than we are, because it's about too late for us here, but farther south than we are, check out Hoff's Tools website and see, maybe they can help you out. And maybe they're not sold out quite yet, but it'd be worth a shot anyways if you haven't got all that stuff started. But while I'm out here in the garden, there's been a couple people in the comments asking about our walking onions. How are they doing or whatever? Well, they're actually doing just fine. Right here they are. They're looking really good. And then these right here, now that one's looking a little puny, but they're just now starting to come back out. These are our multiplying onions. We also got those from Hoff's back in the spring, I guess it was. So, and all of Megan's herbs down through here, all that's still looking real nice. I guess I should have come back here with a weed eater. I didn't even think about that. Sage is looking nice. Everything's looking real good out here in the herbs. But anyways, I just thought I'd show you that while I was out here in the garden. So here's the next thing we're going to try to do before it gets dark and before any more rain comes in, is finally get some of these seeds out here picked.
Yes, it needs to be done before we get washed away again.
Yeah, we've been meaning to do it for a while, and it just rains all the time now. But ones we're heading to first are the black-eyed pea seeds we have out here. We left a lot of these pods hanging to dry, so we're just going to pick them off. If you're going to use them for seeds, especially like a bean like this, you want to wait till that pod is dry. You can hear it cracking.
That's how you know the seeds are mature.
Yep, the seeds will be mature, and you can feel them in there. And when you open it up, the seeds will just be all nice and hard and dry, like you'd be buying dried beans.
Yep, and a lot of people just go to the grocery store and buy dried beans and plant them. And I think
I've been seeing a lot of that in our comments.
I think some people have pretty good luck with it.
Speaking of somebody, going to the grocery store and buying, I've seen a lot of people saying they go to the grocery store and buy popcorn seeds, and have been planting those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they come up?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I got to thinking about that. I was like, I really think when we planted popcorn at home, I think that's where our seeds came from, was the popcorn you buy in the grocery store. I was a lot younger then, so I may be wrong.
Right.
But I think that's where they came from.
We've been eating the fire out of that popcorn.
Every night, just about.
Yep. That's what we do, though. When we first pick it, we go through phases.
Yeah, and then we'll go for a month or so and not eat none.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of dried ones up here.
We tend to wear things out, don't we?
There's a lot of baby ones on here, though.
New ones coming in?
Yeah, a lot of them, and blooms.
Well, I noticed that the plants themselves, I guess where we started getting cooler, they've really diminished. They're going downhill big time. There's a lot of seeds hanging on here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got enough now.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't see no reason to pick them all, Andy, unless you just want to.
Just do it. Well, it won't take long.
What else was we aiming to save for seed?
We got them squash that we never have cut open yet, but they're just fine sitting there in the squash.
They ain't heard nothing.
Yeah, people ask us all the time about saving seeds. Do we save our seeds? Can we show saving seed tips and all that stuff? And
well,
to be honest, y'all,
we ain't very good at it.
well, we only save seeds from the stuff that's easy to save seeds from. Peas, beans, and our field corn. What else? Is there anything else that we even save seeds from? Okra.
Watermelon.
And watermelon. To me, in my opinion, those are probably some of the easiest seeds there is to save, and that's the ones we save.
We got plenty of Kentucky Wonders hanging here.
Yeah, down here at the Kentucky Wonders, there's little, you see seed pods like this everywhere. And they're the same way. You wait for them to dry.
And we actually saved seeds from these last year and planted them, because that's another thing we do. We save seeds and then we're like, oh, well, we still have some seeds from the store. We'll just plant those.
I know. That's my fault. Saving seeds is definitely something, though, I think we'd like to get better at.
Yes.
You know, it's just always been such an easy convenience just to run to the store and get more seeds.
But it's kind of one of those things, you would hate to need it and not know how to do it.
Right.
And you might as well learn right now. And in case you ever did need to know how to do it, go ahead and get in the habit of doing it.
I know, Doug. I think
I'm preaching to myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I think we've saved seed from pumpkins before, too.
Yeah,
like
we
a long
did.
time ago.
Yeah, we did. And we planted those.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Some of these are too soft. I'm scared to pick them.
Well, where they're going in that greenhouse, if they are just a little bit soft, I don't think it's going to hurt, because they're going to lay there where they can dry.
Which we still got a pile of Kentucky Wonder seeds from last year.
Well, I've already saved some of these too already.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't got to save a whole lot.
It's getting dark. I can't see.
I know, right?
I can't tell I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it's getting dark. These new iPhones pick up the light so good, it probably don't even look dark on there.
Being you said that, you know, we actually get several questions too about what do we use to film with.
And the microphones.
And the microphones. Well, the microphones are DJI's.
Yeah, when we went and visited Hoss, he actually recommended them. And that's why we got those. And they work good.
But believe it or not, every bit of footage y'all see on our channel is shot with an iPhone.
Me and Andy are very simple folks, and especially Megan here is not very good with technology and things like that. Them cameras and stuff, they intimidate me big time.
Well, phones are just so easy, and they have such a good camera on them now.
Yeah, the camera does great. The sound is much to be desired, but the camera does really good. So I hope that's an encouragement to anybody that may watch this channel that wants to start a YouTube channel or something. Man, don't feel like you got to go do a bunch of stuff. Pull out your phone, start recording, and keep on and keeping on.
Yeah, you can tie up a lot of money real quick in cameras and editing software and everything.
Oh yeah, I use a free app on my phone, actually, to edit too.
And the most expensive things we got, I guess, would be the microphones. I mean, we
microphones.
already have the phones. We're going to have a phone either way. So why not make the phone more useful than just talking on it?
That's right.
Y'all, it's so dark under these tunnels, you can't even hardly see the seed
Yeah, we
pods
can't
in
tell
there.
which ones are green and which ones ain't, unless you really get close to them.
I guess I should bring the camera over here and use it, because you can see them so much better. Look at this. How much brighter it is. Wow. Y'all, right here where I'm standing, it is completely dark right now. And look at how this thing is picking up the light. That is amazing.
Yeah, because it's all but dark.
I know. It still looks like it's middle of the day.
It's crazy.
You got those? I got 'em.
Got a bucket full of seeds.
Well, let's go down here and put them in our drying house. Pretty soon, we'll be digging these sweet potatoes right here. These were the last ones we planted. They're about, what, a week or two behind? They may be 2 weeks behind.
And we planted these, like, we're not as concerned about these getting so big because we planted these thick.
Yeah, they're planted really thick, and they've actually suffered from drought stress several times.
Yeah, so I'm not...
Because we've neglected watering.
I am actually anticipating these to be the size that I want them.
Well, they probably will be, honestly.
We'll see.
And it's also going to be a surprise when we go to dig them, because I have no idea if those are red, if they're purple, or what. We just planted the extra slips we had left over. After we had gave slips away, and we still had more slips, and that's where they went.
There's even more slips in your little slip.
I know, I've seen them. They're still growing up there in that little bed.
Just spread them out.
Look at that. And you may say, well, why in the world did you mix them all together? But it's pretty obvious which one's which.
Oh, yeah. And when you shell them, you'll definitely be able to tell.
Oh, yeah, when you shell them, it'll be definite. Peppers are still over here. These are looking pretty good, Megan.
I know.
And I don't know about these. They're just so soft.
You better not rub your eyes.
I know.
The guineas are doing their nighttime calling
Yep.
to make sure everybody's in the bed.
I hear them.
Them guineas are so funny. They start making their racket about this time every night, and I guess they're making sure all the chickens are where they're supposed to be.
The citrus trees are looking pretty good, and surprisingly, there's some blooms on this one right here. I don't know if it's supposed to have blooms this time of year or not, but it does.
You're asking the wrong one.
I may have fooled it when I put it in this hot greenhouse thinking it's summer. I don't know. But either way, they look good. I've been keeping a good check on them, keeping them watered.
And can you believe, while we're in here, I'm going to throw this in there real quick. Y'all know my weird onions that I brought down here because I was scared they would rot in my house, and I kept my good onions and braided them and put them in the house? Those onions have not kept good at all. I've been throwing them away weekly, ones that are going bad, but these right here, these weird onions have kept wonderfully.
And when she says weird onions, you can go back and watch a previous video.
Yeah, look at that one.
That allium onion minor bug fly, whatever thing it was called, is what got in these and jacked them all up.
Yeah, like all of them look weird like that. They have some kind of, and so I was worried. I usually keep my onions in the house, and I usually don't have a problem with them keeping, but I was worried these would rot, and stinking rotten onions smell awful, and I didn't want that in my house.
And we've had to deal with it anyway.
And I had to deal with it anyway from them good onions.
From the good onions.
I don't know why either, and I let them dry and cure like you're supposed to, and who knows. But anyways,
I'm wondering if it wasn't a variety. Maybe it wasn't a store and called onion.
These have kept good. I don't know if it's the greenhouse that's made them not rot, but I looked through them not long ago, and there's no rotten ones in there.
How about that? Well, it is just about dark out here.
Yes,
So
it's
I guess
about time to go call it an evening.
yeah, and get back up in the morning and do it all over again.
Yep. I'm going to go eat some of my chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, I might tear into that myself.
Made some homemade chocolate ice cream. My good friend, she also has a milk cow. Me and her kind of trade off sometimes. So
when Megan's cow's not, when she's not milking her cow, she's getting it from her.
yeah,
Right.
when she has extra.
Yeah, when she
from
has
her
extra.
cow. Yeah. So I got some today, and homemade ice cream it is. But anyways, guys, I hope y'all really enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. If you're interested in getting you some collard or cabbage plugs, if y'all want to check out his stuff, it's the best on the East Coast.
And they also have onions that are going to be available soon, and broccoli and kale.
Oh, are they doing those
And
too?
cauliflower.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing those.
Yeah, we just got collards and cabbage.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
So,
I ain't eating no cauliflower.
but anyways, I guess we'll let y'all go.
All right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you might have learned a little something until we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.